Hello, hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Let's see which zodiac sign needs the next reading. Whoa, a lot of Sag energy, that's for sure. Let's do Cancer since they were next on the bottom. I apologize. I don't really apologize if you hear the storm. I actually like the storm. I'm so happy it's storming. Cancer, welcome, Cancer energies, messages. Cancer people in placements. Turn it up. Perfume of Sophia, Theta, Venus. What in the hell is going on? It's a good energy. I'm really loving the sound of the storm coming in. Ah, it's so calming. I love that moment before the storm, and it's all like people are obviously trying to get inside places. It's just yum yum. Storms, love them. All right, you will be able to sense the best timing to approach to take. To create space for healing and resolution, connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. So maybe like listening to ASMR, maybe you should search up, if you don't have a storm going on, some storm sounds, or bring that in, call that in. You will find your way instinctively and intuitively, even through confusing circumstances where one moment you're sure the answer is no and the next you're sure it's yes. Give up trying to figure out the answer right now and remain open with positive and relaxed expectation, and clarity will emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. Let's see, we also have Theta, Venus. Might as well check that out a bit. Attune yourself to higher consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies of love within. Acknowledge lower frequencies like judgment, fear, doubt, or shame when they arise within and around you, but don't give them a foothold in your heart. You are ready for a higher understanding to see things in a new and more positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you into a unique, beautiful, and highly spiritual life path. Alrighty, very interesting. You may see things differently when you're in the theta state, and your life may make more sense to you. Interesting. So getting that special state could be relevant. It's a more relaxed state, I believe. Beatitude of sacred rapture on the bottom. Interesting. The sun. Wow. Beatitude of sacred rapture. Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom and in higher judgment. I just saw lightning. And doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress. Even when things seem more difficult for a time, know that any such difficulty is a part of the healing and that you'll successfully move through it. Trust yourself. Very interesting. Cancer messages for Cancer people in placements. Cancer's advice, guidance for those with Cancer people and placements. Cancer energies. Elm. Interesting. Apple. Vervain. Mandrake. Marigold. Interesting. Marigolds are used to communicate with the dead, and they serve as an offering and guide. Like sunflowers, marigolds turn their head to follow the sun, and it feels as though their bright crowns light a path for the ancestors to follow. They're also particularly useful for dream magic, helping to boost intuition and psychic abilities and providing a gentle, soothing rest. Just before going to sleep, prepare a marigold spell bath. You can use fresh or dried flowers or a combination of both. I think people listen to rain. It's coming in right now, actually, as we're speaking, to go to sleep. And I feel like any kind of challenges that you've been going through are going to only bring you into more growth or something like that. Like they could be giving like a richer. It's kind of like after a nice rain. Wow, that's thunder. The trees look so much more lively, right? So continue to support yourself. Continue to water yourself. Elm here is one of the first trees to blossom, with buds appearing as early as late January. It's said the fairies prefer to make their homes within the branches or beneath its roots. Take advantage of the elm's gift for long-term planning by bringing a piece of paper to a large tree. Interesting. So something about planning and leaning into the future. But let's get some extra messages for sure, for sure. Messages for Cancer people in placements. You could have been going through a moment of anxiety. Maybe you were trying to control an outcome, or you didn't know what the answer was. You have a lot of support, even as you go through changes. You could be manifesting, or you should be manifesting at this time, especially if you're a feminine here. There's something about manifesting like greater justice, or tell us more. Cancer. Stepping away from something emotionally could serve to like channel your emotions into a manifestation or something like that. Big shifts for sure. You could be detaching from someone, maybe limiting communication, rejecting this person, even just emotionally. Interesting. I'm getting like a U-turn energy. But let's see. Let's grab some of these. Messages for Cancer people in placements. Messages for Cancer people in placements. The Maiden. The Flame. In the reverse, though. All right. Cancer. The Ring. The Dead End. You could be dealing with someone with Sag placements. Cancer messages. Apocalypsis. Cancer messages. The Desert. The King. A Warrior. The Offering. The Temple. So something about praying could be really important to like channel energy at this time. I think we're going to read the Temple here. And Mundi, yeah. It's like channeling energy or something. Let's see. You could be focused on real estate, the family at this time. It says the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. So maybe you've made one recently. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is universal and omnipresent, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into a dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensually kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card calls to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping, your phone, money or material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. That's interesting. When light, reverence for all life is sanctuary. When dark, idolatry, cults, and strict spirituality go deeper, now is the time by Hafiz. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. The ancient yogi saw the body itself as the temple, every function and feature as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine and with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. Beautiful. Yeah, like maybe like having a sacred space to recollect. But we're going to see your actions actually specifically as well. Cancer's actions at this time. Ooh, that came out quick. Yeah, there could be like a breaking away from the past at this time, or like just moving beyond something. You don't even need to communicate. There's something about like, tell us more actions for Cancer. Cancer's advice, actions. There's something about maintaining independence, like financially maybe, or moving away from conflict. Yeah, with Two of Cups in the reverse, this could be a relationship that's kind of over. Believe in yourself, have the courage to continue. Interesting. And you have strength and new beginnings. The cycle restarts with the Wheel of Fortune here. So something about timing, collecting energy, confidence. Interesting. Let's get you some oracle messages. Something could have ended because someone was very draining. There was a lack of success. It looks like for the feminine here, but let's see. Cancer energies, advice, please. Messages of importance for Cancer to guide them with their guides. Self-worship, interesting. Yeah, confidence, something like that. Anything else for Cancers? Milk and butter. Okay, churning out that good life. Let's see what that says. 25. Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune here. I mean, come on, right on top. It's like realigning yourself. Belief. Interesting. The universe always provides, no matter circumstances, and milk and butter is here to remind you to lean on Spirit for all your needs. Spirit is the eternal provider and unlimited source of all nourishment. All that's required is a belief. An intention given to the universe has power to do like no other. Milk and butter brings the message of faith. If you have not seen your dreams coming to fruition, it's because deep down you're not a believer in the magic. This could be a subconscious decision, one you aren't even aware of. Perhaps you've set intention for increased abundance, but express a lack in words, or maybe like even being in collaboration with the wrong people, right? You have to like align your actions with your belief, which would be, I believe I am deserving of happiness and joy, so I'm not going to settle for things that are not that, right? A lack of faith can and often is expressed of quiet doubts or criticisms of your mind. Interesting, yeah. It's kind of like someone, I think Michael Shannon said this, or somebody said this. They said like when you're thirsty, or no, this must have been someone else, but they said when you're thirsty, you'll grab for anything. When you're hungry, you'll shop and buy the wrong things, right? But when you're making choices from a more stable place, you make better choices, right? So maybe there's something about that. But let's see what else we can get for our Cancer people and placements. Messages for Cancer's energies. Wow, Breath of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. It's interesting how these two cards, they both kind of have this vibe of like opening their arms and kind of leaning back and surrendering, but being open and feeling this abundance. It really looks like connection. Maybe you're worshiping Mother Mary, working with feminine deities, Morgan, Kali, Parvati, all those kind of beautiful Lakshmi, feminine energies, right? Aphrodite, Venus, Diana, whatever, Artemis. But very interesting. Let's get some extra fun messages for Cancer energies, Cancer people and placements. Red flag in the reverse. Interesting. So maybe there's, yeah, it's like cutting out something. Love and gaslight. Okay, maybe there was some kind of like lying, manipulative energy. Yeah, podcast in the reverse always means to me like not talking about something, or so Cancers. Oh, scribe, writers. You could be manifesting, or somebody might want to communicate with you in the future. You could be scripting. You could be improving your health, but I feel like you're not leaving anywhere. I feel like you're just avoiding persecution, inquisition, things that disrespect you, things that are not honoring of you. You're healing any kind of fears you might have been dealing with. You're healing for sure, cleansing, purifying, and I feel like you're not letting anybody have control over you. So very interesting. Let's get some extra juicy messages for Cancer people and placements from their guides and spirit team. We have trying to find something to justify hating. So you're obviously very loved, very kind, very probably nurturing. A lot of Cancers are. I'm influencing you to love me. So this could have been somebody that was, lying or distorting the truth or doing whatever. Jeshta Nakshatra. This is a subset of Scorpio. So they can be possessive. They can be all about the material gains, all about the looks, all about that kind of stuff. Check out more about their lives. Maybe on YouTube, Jeshta Nakshatra, if they have that in their chart. You can always see their chart nakshatras on AstroSeek Sidereal Vedic Birth Chart website, and it says these boots are made for walking. So you could be walking away from something to something better. Bifrons could be a demon or spirit themes relevant to this reading. We have finding your goal / life purpose. You could be really connecting with your center. Be careful of robberies, right? You could be very abundant, very caring, right? So very original, yeah, very unique. Similar energy slightly to Sag, but that makes sense. Jupiter is now in Sagittarius, so maybe there's something about that going on. We just had that Sag full moon. Where our next new moon is in Cancer. Cancer's energy messages for Cancer people. So maybe you notice those houses in your birth chart are being activated by transits or have more of a focus at this time. Anything else for our Cancer people and placements? We have keep working with your intuition. So Cancer is a water sign, so it's very connected to intuition. It says cleanse and detach with compassion or from compassion. You don't have to be guilty for not offering everything to somebody that's violent or whatever. Stop begging for the past. So maybe this was a lesson in some way, shape, or form. Lies about money, fronting. This could be somebody who's a liar who just kind of wants to pretend that there's going to be stability in a relationship, fronting, etc. Hold on to hope. So there's hope for a better future, hope for better relationships, things like that. that. Hope for your dreams, hope for your desires. Journaling could be really important or good for you at this time as well. Writing, expressing, an outlet of some sort for analyzing. Closing out karmic pattern of not feeling deserving to receive. So you're definitely improving that. Maybe you could journal and write affirmations or do scripting exercises with the next new moon that's coming up. And I think this new moon would be even stronger for feminines, I meant, because Cancer is a feminine, it's ruled by the moon, which represents women and the people at large. So it could be really powerful conjoining Jupiter in the early degrees. It's a very beginning kind of energy new moon. So never rush here. So just slow on down. Luke Bryan, you could be listening to his music, or you should. Interesting. We have Cancer 6 here. We have coming out of illusions. Yeah, you could be seeing something clearly. This is not supposed to be this is supposed to be part of my Sabian symbol, so I think we're going to read it regardless. It seems it was meant to come out for you guys. So let's see. Cancer 6. So it's the 6th degree. It says, in spring, game birds are feathering their nests. So you could be focusing more on your home at this time. Very interesting. Okay, well, very interesting reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal use in the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. Good luck. Take care.